IFRS 15 permits incremental contract costs and costs to fulfill a contract to be capitalized as assets if certain conditions are satisfied. Incremental costs are those costs that can be avoided if the contract was not successful. In terms of IFRS 15, these costs can be capitalized as assets if it is recoverable and if the amount would be amortized over a period longer than 1 year. Otherwise, these costs would need to be expensed. For example, Foamy Limited makes luxury soap. It tendered for a contract to make 5,000 bars of special soap for a retailer, which is to be delivered over a 4-month period. Foamy Limited's staff are currently working at full capacity, so when it won the contract, there was an upfront wages expense of $10,000 to be paid to 3 temporary employees who will be working on this contract. How should this wages be treated in terms of IFRS 15? In order for the wages expense to be capitalized as an asset, it would need to be recoverable. This has been satisfied since the costs of the temporary employees would be included in the profit margin. The second requirement is for the cost to be amortized over a period greater than 1 year. This requirement is not met since the contract is only for 4 months. As such, the wages expense for the temporary staff would be expensed. Costs to fulfill a contract can also be capitalized as an asset if all of the following are satisfied. 1. The costs relate directly to the contract. 2. The costs generate or enhance resources that will be used to satisfy the performance obligation. And 3. The costs are expected to be recovered. For example, Pharmacy X entered into a contract with Health Limited to provide 1 million tablets of drug Y over a 2-year period. Pharmacy X purchased all the ingredients to make drug Y upfront and in bulk to save costs. How should the costs of purchasing the drug Y ingredients be treated in accordance with IFRS 15? The ingredients will be used in the production of drug Y and so relates to costs to fulfill the contract. In order for these costs to be capitalized as an asset, all the requirements of IFRS 15 paragraphs 95 and 96 must be satisfied. The costs of the ingredients relate to drug Y and these costs will be used to produce drug Y, so the first 2 criteria have been satisfied. The costs of the ingredients are recoverable as it would have directly been included in the profit margin. Hence, the costs of the ingredients for drug Y would need to be capitalized. IFRS 15 then requires the capitalized costs to be amortized in a manner that reflects the transfer of goods and services. If the contract requires Pharmacy X to transfer drug Y equally over the contract period, then the cost of the ingredients that has been capitalized would be amortized over the 2-year period of the contract. To recap, incremental costs and costs to fulfill the contract can be capitalized as assets if certain conditions are met. Otherwise, it would need to be expensed. If capitalized, it is generally amortized over the period of the contract.